Hi folks, Pat here, and my rant for tonight is doubling down on the Stupor Committee. And Ash, I was requested to speak about this from a lady down south who I really appreciate, and I appreciate your request, and I want to make sure I got this out to you tonight. Now, everybody knows about what happened with the Super Committee, the fact that there's, their epic failure to arrive at a consensus on cuts, which in turn will require automatic cuts to take place in the future. I don't know about you, but I think the whole purpose of the committee and in Congress is to make us forget about the problem to begin with. I mean, Nancy Pelosi was famous for appointing committees for everything, like Charlie Rangel. Oh yeah, we'll have a meeting about that sometime. Whoever, and the whole purpose of it was for the committee to outlive the problem. That by the time the committee finished its business, we were like, what the heck are you talking about? Who did what? When did that happen? Because it had gone on so long. So anyway, this committee to me kind of had the same purpose. It was designed to fail. And if you look at the facts of how this thing started out, you'll see what I'm talking about. From the very beginning of the committee, Obamacare was off the table. That could not be included as part of as part of the cuts, which I'm sure would have helped out. And also was the fact that the Democrats from the word go demanded $1 trillion in new taxes. Really? Now, you don't have to go far back in history to find out what happened the last time a Republican politician broke his pledge on taxes, and that was George Bush after his famous "Read My Lips" speech. Read my lips, no new taxes. And the Democrats talked them into approving new taxes based on the fact that they were going to $2 in spending cuts for every dollar in new taxes. Just didn't work out that way, because the spending cuts never happened. In fact, they spent more, but the tax cuts did, and that destroyed George Bush's career, because they beat him to death with those commercials about "Read my lips." And so this, the Republicans in office today, they're not going to fall for that quite so easy. So you're not going to be able to beat them with that same stick, which that's good. And besides the fact that it was a campaign promise they made to get elected. They promised not to raise taxes and to create new taxes. And unlike campaign promises made by some politicians like President Obama, they actually meant it. It wasn't a toss away like, oh, no lobbyists, oh, no this, no that. That didn't really mean anything. You can go through the search campaign promises broken by President Obama. It's a long list. Anyway, enough about that. But Republicans are going to stick to the no new taxes pledge, as they should. Again, it was a promise they made to the people who elected them, and that's what you're supposed to do. So is stand by your guns. Anyway, but you really, beyond that, you're supposed to do what's best for the country. And raising taxes in today's economy probably isn't the best solution for our country right now, or for the economy. Okay, enough of that. Now let's go on to the results side of the equation. So we're going to have all these massive cuts in defense spending, and social programs. Now, our president has already promised to veto any attempts to change those things, to try to, reduce the amount of defense spending cuts, etc. That kind of makes me mad. Let's say that, the Republicans and the Democrats both agreed that they couldn't come up with agreement that they were going to have those automatic cuts. So the president's saying, and he's going to teach them a lesson. Really? He's going to teach them a lesson? What are we, in kindergarten? And it's not like he's going to teach them a lesson that if they want blue trees, all the trees are going to be blue. He's going to teach them a lesson that if they don't behave, he's going to take away their defense. I think that affects more than just the Republicans. I think that affects all of us. And I think it has a bad effect in the fact that it weakens our military. Now, President Obama, most Democrats typically want to lower the defense budget. It's a Democratic mantra. It's a liberal mantra. Well, I don't know. Do you think that President Obama actually could have went in and asked for these defense spending cuts and got them approved without all this, jacking around, committee this and failure and automatic cuts? So I think it's all part of the plan, and I think his refusal to change the plan is because he accomplishes basically what he wanted to. And that's sad. You know, and again, who's being taught a lesson? Is the American public 4 years old? Do we deserve to have our defense weakened because you couldn't get a room full of half Democrats and half Republicans to come to a majority meeting? What's that all about? You know, God, I can't even begin to describe how strange that sounds. So anyhow, my rant, so what are we doing? We're doubling down on stupid, which is not new for this administration, and we're doubling down on this, you know, on the Stupor committee. And sadly, that's going to affect us all. And that's my rant for tonight. Thanks for listening.